Being yourself is the deepest form of self-love. Being able to say, hey, this is who I am. This is who I am. This is what I believe. This is what I think. That's self-love. Because that means that you stay true to yourself. Even if no one agrees with you, you'll still be authentic because you love yourself. You see? You still be like, hey, this is who I am. This is what I believe. You're not going to allow other people to change you. To understand how much self-love it takes to stand in front of people who don't agree with you and say, this is me. I don't care if you don't agree with me. I don't care if you don't fuck with me. I don't care if you hate me. I still love myself. Because that's exactly what you're saying. When you stay true to yourself, when you are authentic, when you don't change just because you are outnumbered. Like, I gotta be like everyone else, because I'm trying to survive. Hey, you stay true to yourself. Doesn't matter what other people are saying. If what they're saying doesn't make sense to you, it doesn't make sense to you. Stop assuming that other people are like you. You see, that's one of the biggest mistakes that people make. You assume that other people are like you. We're different animals, so stay true to yourself. Even if you are the only person in the world who's the way that you are, you stay true to yourself. That is self-love. Never betray yourself. Never go like, I gotta find a way to be accepted by other people. I gotta find a way to be loved by other people. So that means that I gotta change a little bit because they won't accept me as I am. Listen, you love yourself so much that it doesn't matter if they don't accept you. That is self-love. If you are authentic, never let anyone make you feel bad about your authenticity. Because people are full of shit. They will gaslight you. People will tell you whatever they need to tell you to make you feel uncomfortable being you. If you are real, you understand? They will tell things that don't make sense, things that will make you feel insecure, and you start believing that maybe you're wrong because they're making you feel insecure, because they're making you feel uncomfortable, not because they're actually saying things that actually make more sense than what you're saying. You see? If society wants you to change, if people want you to change, if the world wants you to change, if your friends want you to change, if your family wants you to change, they must actually say things that make more sense than what you think. They shouldn't try to gaslight you. They shouldn't try to make you feel insecure. They shouldn't try to make you feel bad for thinking the way that you think. If a person comes to you and say, oh, you're going to go to hell for believing what you believe. Like, okay, fine. You're saying what you believe is the truth. Show me that what you believe is actually the truth. And they don't show you that what they believe is the truth. Why should you trust them? You go to hell, or you're going to suffer in this world because you don't believe what I believe. Now, what? Believe what makes sense to you. All right? Believe what makes sense to you. Not what seems to make sense to other people. Be as real as possible. Be as authentic as possible. Be as honest with yourself as possible. All the things that you think you're going to gain by being fake are not worth it. You understand? you might find yourself falling into traps that you'll never ever be able to come out of. Because you are trying to be like everyone else. You are allowing other people to manipulate you. People who are already defeated. Because if you don't think right, if you don't think in a way that actually makes sense, you're defeated. Why should you be trusted? You're not yourself. If you become part of a cult and get brainwashed, I can't trust you because you're no longer yourself. You can force me to be part of your cult, but if I'm real, if I'm honest, I'm not going to change just because I want to be part of a group, just because I want to fit in. People believe that numbers don't lie. Jay-Z, numbers don't lie. If the majority of people say that something is the case, it is the case, right? If the majority of people believe something, it's true. But that's not how it works in this world. That's not how it works in this world. You do not live in a world that's actually good, where there's fairness, where you're supposed to thrive, where you're supposed to be the best version of yourself. You live in a world where you're being controlled, where there are people who want to tell you how to live your life because they want to control you, they want to use you, they want to mistreat you, they want to abuse you. You live in a world like that. Where people get trained when they're still young to obey, to neglect themselves, so that they will believe that that's how life is supposed to be. They're supposed to not care about what they believe, what makes sense. They must sacrifice themselves for this system. That's the kind of world that you live in. So you can't believe what other people are saying just because there's many of them that are saying what they're saying. We haven't been able to make the world better because there are many people who are complying. There are many people who are saying this makes sense. So you can't expect real change to take place in a world where the majority of people are actually working with their masters, enslaving their children, enslaving themselves, enslaving future generations. They're so defeated that they think what's going on in the world right now is actually okay. Why should you trust people like that? People who genuinely believe that if you don't believe in that religion, you deserve to suffer for eternity. There are people who actually believe that. Why should you fuck with those kind of people? You are a sinner just because you're being a human. You love sex, that means you're a sinner. What's wrong with sex? Anyone's love sex? I mean, the only thing wrong with sex is that we'll be bringing innocent beings into this realm where people are being mistreated. That's what's wrong. But that's not why these religious people think having sex is wrong. I mean, they'll say, oh, you must be married first. But that's not why these religious people believe that having sex is wrong. They actually believe that it's wrong because they actually feel like it's wrong because they've been programmed to feel that way. Now, what's wrong with shaking someone's hand? Do you know that if we live in a society where we've been brainwashed into believing that it is wrong to shake someone's hand, would feel like it is wrong? Like majority of people actually feel like that is wrong. You're not listening. Listen, if we grew up in a society where we're being told since we were young that shaking someone's hand is wrong, people will think that is wrong, and when they see you shaking someone's hands, they will feel like you did something wrong and you deserve to be punished. You're not listening. This is the truth, what I'm telling you. So you must realize that people have been brainwashed so much that they are not even themselves that defeated. You see? You're a human being. Be a human. We're being made to feel like sinners for being what we were created to be. A human. Right? Religions teaching people that masturbation is a sin. You're like, what? What's wrong with that? What's actually wrong with it? Like, can you actually show me if there is something that's actually harmful about masturbating? Religions teaching people that you can't wear trousers. A female shouldn't wear trousers. A female shouldn't stand in front of men and speak. What's wrong with that? We live in a society where we're not allowed to be ourselves, and they try to find things that we are ashamed of to make us feel guilty and make us feel like sinners. And they say that they're going to save us. You see, I'm going to save us from your sin. I'm going to say, yo, you're addicted to masturbation, so I'm going to save you from that. And then you're going to feel like you've been saved. You see, it's a trick. It's a psychological trick. You're not listening. I'm just telling y'all the truth. I'm not saying be addicted to anything, because here's the thing. If you become addicted to something, whatever it is, you're fucked, all right? Anything. It doesn't matter what it is. If you become addicted to something, you're fucked. You can become addicted to working. That's fucked up. You can become addicted to singing. That's also fucked up, because it gets to a point where you're just being annoying because you always want to sing. You know, you don't even do other things. You're always singing. You understand? So anything, when you're addicted to it, it's fucked up. Even if it's something that's actually positive. You see? You don't want to be working 24/7 because you're addicted to working. If you are a rapper, you don't want to be in a studio 24/7, writing raps. Like, nah. You want to do other things. So what religions do is make people feel guilty about being themselves, about things that are ashamed of. Like, yeah. You shouldn't dress like this as a woman. That's wrong. You shouldn't dress. No, that's wrong. And then they make you feel ashamed. They make you feel like a sinner. And then pretend as if they're saving you. Pretend as if you are holy now because you're not listening, guys. Be a human, all right? Be yourself. Don't be afraid to be authentic. Don't be afraid to live your truth. Don't be afraid to have the full human experience. You didn't come here to be a slave. Have the full human experience. Be you, even if it means that everyone else is going to turn against you. Speak your truth, even if it means that everyone is going to turn against you. No one knows what it's like to you. Be you. You are seeing life from your own perspective. That's what's important to realize. You are seeing life from your own perspective. Don't allow other people's perspective to make you feel like your perspective is not valid. You see, that's you betraying yourself. That's you hating yourself. You're a human being. Human beings are having human experience. You understand? So be a human and love yourself for being the way that you are. You didn't create yourself, right? The way that you are. If you've been doing the work that I've been saying you must be doing, you being yourself will be a good thing. You won't be harming other people. You will allow other people to be themselves around you. Allow other people to be free around you. You won't be forcing other people to be what you want them to be, because you've been doing the work that I've been saying you must be doing. Once you become more of who you are, you become whole, and you expect other people to become more of who they are. So if they're not being themselves, you would realize they're not being themselves. But because once you become exactly who you really need to be, you won't even feel like you need to control others. You won't even feel like if someone is still growing, you need to control them. Because when you are whole, you don't feel like controlling anyone else. It's for you to actually become what you need to become. You actually have to be fighting against people who would want to control you. So once you become what you're really supposed to be as a human, you won't feel like controlling other people. I mean, you will feel like having conversations with them. You would feel like showing them that your way of thinking is actually the right way of thinking, because you believe that it's the right way of thinking. But you won't be telling them that, you are evil, oh, you are selfish for being like this, oh, you are a bad person for being like this. You'll understand them. You'll understand that they're operating at a level of consciousness where they don't really understand what you're really saying. So you'll get it. I had to say that because I've realized that a lot of people who love themselves enough to be authentic really deal with a lot in this world. They get judged a lot. Some people will say that you are negative, you are too negative. Some people will say that you are weak. Oh, you're weak, you that's the reason why things are not working out for you. You're not strong enough to handle this world. You need to be tough. Some people will say that you are evil. You are evil, you're a sinner. May God forgive you. If what they are saying doesn't make more sense than what you believe, never change your belief, and never ever feel bad for believing what you believe or for thinking the way that you think. People have been confusing you for a very long time. I know. They've been confusing you for a very long time. If you are a conscious person, they've been confusing you for a very long time. They've been doing things that don't make sense. It made you feel like everything was upside down because, well, they were doing things in a way that's upside down. So while you were doing things right. I mean, the reason why the world is upside down is because people are doing things wrong. You want to do things in a way that actually makes sense. They don't do things in a way that makes sense because they have been brainwashed. It's like if we take someone when they're still young from their country and raise them in your country and then start a war with the country that they are from, they will fight for you. They won't fight for their original country. That's upside down, right? That's the thing. Human beings have been brainwashed so much that they are fighting against themselves. They're fighting against their own progress. That doesn't make any sense to you because you are pure. You know, I think that's the best way to put it. You're pure. Like the way that you think is so straightforward that you see everything for what it is. But other people don't think that way. They've been brainwashed so much that they've been programmed to think in a way that actually keeps them at the same state of, at the same level of consciousness, where they will constantly have to be holding themselves back, fighting against their own progress and fighting against people who are trying to progress, try to progress and reach higher states of consciousness and become exactly what a person needs to become. If you're going to be yourself, if you're going to be authentic, if you're going to love yourself, if you're going to be true to yourself, if you're going to speak your truth, you'll suffer. And if you have been like that, you've suffered a lot. I know that some of y'all do feel like giving up, right? You do feel like giving up because you've truly been through a lot. Not because you're weak, not because you're wrong, but you live in a world where you're not supposed to be yourself and you were trying to be yourself. So the world fought against you. So you feel the way that you feel because the world turned against you, because the world is against people being themselves, you see? So you've been through a lot. You've been through things that people who are complying don't even go through. We've been programmed on a subconscious level to actually be against people who are real, right? That is why kids bully the kids that are themselves. See? If a kid is themselves, they get bullied. Because you being yourself means that you're real. So we've been programmed on a subconscious level to actually be against people who are themselves. So they will hate you, they will gossip about you, they will not like you, they will mistreat you. It's how they've been programmed on a subconscious level. There's the problem. So you will deal with a lot. You might actually end up being cynical because, well, you've seen people behaving very strangely around you, treating you in ways that didn't make sense to you. Like, nah, there's something that's off. So because of that, you feel alone. You don't feel like you want to go on anymore. It's normal. It's normal because you've been real. People who are real deal with that. That's why you feel the way that you feel. So I totally understand that there are people who feel that way. What's the solution? What is the solution? Is it for you to exit? Is it for you to be like, you know what, that's it, I'm done? I think people who have been watching my videos know what my stance is on the idea of like people being assisted to exit. I believe that people must be free enough to, ask to be assisted to exit legally. Like that must be legal. There must be companies that are making money helping people exit, as long as they're doing everything right. So there must be ways that everything is being there must be ways to see if everything is being done right. So that must involve the law. There must be people whose jobs is to make sure that all of that is being done right. They're able to talk to people who feel like they don't want to be part of the experience anymore. Ask them, hey man, is there someone who's pushing you to take this decision? Why are you making this decision? Is it really what you want? No one is pushing you. No one is pushing you to take this decision because they want money from you. No one is pushing you to take this decision because they feel like they're going to get a lot of money after you're gone. No one is pushing you to take this decision because they hate living with you. They hate living with you, so they're pushing you to take this decision. Like, why are you taking this decision? We should stop making excuses as people, as a society, and just because we don't want certain things to happen in this world, we should stop making people feel like they are evil for feeling a certain way or for approving certain things. I think this guy in Canada who's approved that it's people should be allowed to exit when they are sick or when they have like some form of mental illness. Like, people are talking shit about him, but they don't realize that really they just don't prefer the world to be that way. Like, they don't prefer the world to offer people who are tired or people who don't want to be in that world to the option to leave. They don't want to live in a world like that. It's not because the person who's offering who's offering them that option is bad, you see. But yeah, you know what I think about that. But I don't think that if you're suffering, especially in a world like this, your best option is to exit. I'll explain to you why that's not your best option. Let's say you live in a world where you kept on being born, you kept on reincarnating. Like, when you die, you're born again, you die, you're born again. So you're born in that world, you grow up, and then you suffer, and then you decide to exit, right? You're born again, then you suffer, and then you decide to exit, and then you're born again, you suffer, you decide to exit. What if there is a way to stop suffering for you in this realm? What if there's a way? Wouldn't it be better that if you live in a realm where when you die, you're born again, when you die, you're born again, then die, you're born again? Wouldn't it be better to stay a bit longer and see if you can find a way to stop your suffering? To see if you can find a way out, if there is a way out. The reason why I'm telling you this is because we still cannot really be sure how everything works in this realm. You can see that we're not being told the truth, right? We're being lied to, and like I keep on telling you all, that we're being lied to for a reason. We're kept in the dark, you see? Why? Isn't it because there's something off that's going on? People just make shit up. Create narratives that make them feel comfortable, but really we don't have real answers here. We don't know what's going on, and that's not fair, because we are conscious and we are going through a lot as people. So we must know something, but we don't. So what if there's a way to get rid of your own suffering while you're still here? You can go on with your life without suffering at all. I mean, unless you become sick, but most people suffer emotionally now, because there's when you are really sick, it's when you're sick, it's much easier to get treatment than it was back then. So even when you have serious sicknesses, like you can still find yourself suffering less than you would have been suffering if you lived 100 years ago. So people are suffering emotionally. But why are we suffering emotionally? Why? We're suffering emotionally because the world doesn't work the way that we want it to work. The people who suffer the most, in my opinion, are the people who are real. Because when you are real, when you are true to yourself, you become the opposite of what society, what everyone in society is expected to be. So the whole world is going to turn against you. So everything will be upside down because you're real. Like everything in this room is upside down, right? And it's upside down because people have been programmed to make everything upside down. So if you are real, you're going to see things as they should be. I remember Tupac said this in one of his interviews. He said, I was cursed with the ability to see things as they should be. That you are cursed with the ability to see things as they should be because you are real, you are authentic. They weren't able to brainwash you. You have to understand, people have been brainwashed. And it's easy to see that people who are religious have been brainwashed, but it's not only people who are religious who have been brainwashed, even people who are atheists, even people who believe in science, like everyone has been brainwashed. So if you are really yourself, if you are really honest with yourself, damn, you're going to go through a lot. You're going to go through a lot because everyone has been brainwashed. Like you're the only one who has not been brainwashed. So you have to go against all these people who have been brainwashed and who were programmed to attack you for being sane. Is it? It's like if you live in a world full of insane people and you were the only one who was sane, you will literally go through hell for being sane. And that's what I see happening. People who are truly conscious have to go through hell for being conscious, for being sane, for being right. If you were in a dream where nothing was going your way, where everything seemed to be upside down, when you treat people right, they treat you wrong. When you work hard, you get nothing. When you are kind, you get mistreated. Like you're in that kind of dream. Things are not going your way. What's the best thing that you can do? I know what you think. You'll think, oh, the best thing to do is to wake up. You want to know what the problem with waking up is? You're going to go back to dreams that are kind of like that. And you're still not going to know what you do. What if the answer is to lucid dream? To realize that, no, it's just a dream. It's just a dream. That's why nothing makes sense. It's just a dream. So when you see these negative things happening, they don't really affect you because you know this shit ain't real, right? It's just a dream. You know that the shit that's happening is not real. It's just a dream. It's a dream. So you don't take it seriously. Remember I gave y'all this example, this other South Park episode, where I think they were making a spoof this other short guy who's in Hollywood. I think he died actually. That guy. He's a midget. So like they were making fun of him. You know what South Park, does. So I think this guy liked to be very positive. Go from school to school, talking about bullying, about how horrible, how wrong bullying is, and how to fight back. So it was in South Park Elementary. He showed up at the school assembly, and Eric Kedman started laughing. You know Eric Kedman. He just started laughing once he saw him. He just started laughing uncontrollably. He was the only one who was laughing. That's what made it funny. Like the other kids were quiet. He was the only one who was laughing. And that guy said, no, don't worry. He'll stop laughing, and he never stopped. Then he later went to the principal's office and asked for Eric Kedman. And the principal was like, no, because they know how Eric Kedman is. But he was like, no, he needs to be disciplined. And then they asked for him, and as soon as he entered the room, he started laughing again. And so he finally got in on that guy's nerve, and he decided that, you know what, I'm going to get Eric back. So he told the other kids to call him Fat. As soon as he shows up, like they were playing basketball, so he told the other kids, like, yo man, like as soon as Eric Kedman shows up, call him Fat. Eric Kedman showed up and they called him Fat. And he got very angry. He got very angry until he realized that, no, it was the midget that told everyone to call him Fat. So he started laughing again. So that's kind of like how you need to view this reality. Realize that it's like some kind of a prank, right? It's not real. It's supposed to be against you, but it's not like real. So don't take it seriously, no matter what happens. Don't expect the best from it, because it sucks. I don't expect life to get better for me because I'm too damn real. I'm too damn honest. So how can I expect life to actually make sense for me? It's like for life to make sense for me, I need to change. I need to become fake. I need to do things the way that other people do things. That's when life will start giving me positive results. So I don't expect a lot from this world. So when negative things keep on happening, when things that don't make sense keep on happening, should I be angry? Should I give this reality my energy for torturing me? Or should I just be like, nope? See, after Eric Kedman realized that, oh no, the midget put everyone up to that. So what did he do? He started laughing. He realized what was going on. So that's how you must look at this reality. I think that's the best way to stop suffering, is to become lucid. So damn lucid that you realize that all of this has been planned to be the way that it is. It's a joke. You don't have to stress. There are things that are happening behind the scenes that you are not aware of, that are ensuring that people like you suffer unless they change and become like everyone else in this society, because that's how we're expected to be. We're expected to be fake and lie to ourselves and lie to other people. You're expected to be religious. You're expected to pray in God, speak in tongues, all that, roll around the floor, you know what I mean? Start moving like snakes, screaming like animals. You're expected to do that. If you're really going to be real and be like, okay, this is insane, I'm not doing that, you'll see. You're going to suffer. But realize why you are suffering. You are authentic in a world where you were not supposed to be. You are not allowed to be authentic. You are supposed to change, and be fake. It's when the world is going to start giving you positive results. It's not your world. You didn't create this. It's not your world. You're not in control. That's another thing that you must realize. You're not in control. You must also try to understand things on a quantum level. Not in control. It's like there's a lot of things that are strange that are happening that you don't understand, and you expect these things to make sense, but they don't make sense. Like if you understand quantum, like the double slit experiment actually shows that shows scientists that like physicists actually, like shows physicists that maybe nothing exists unless you observe it. But you wouldn't think like that as a human. Nothing exists unless I see it. Like if a tree falls down, if there's no one, does it actually make a sound? Like you wouldn't. What if it doesn't? If you are in a dream and you find a tree that has like fallen, did it make a sound? You went there to hear the sound, so it didn't, right? So kind of look at this reality that way, because this reality is something, and based on how everything works, you can see that it's not what it seems to be. Dreams are not what they seem to be. Like you're actually dreaming, but you believe that you are experiencing reality, and the other people that you're interacting with have their own background stories, they have their own lives, they have their own problems. Well, the truth is that you are actually the only one in a dream, and everyone else doesn't exist, but you believe that they do. So even this reality, things are not what they seem. You see, so you must understand that. You must understand that things are not what they seem, and try to figure out how this reality actually works, so that you realize that it's a joke. Once you realize how it really works, it won't really affect you. But if you don't realize how it works, it will keep on affecting you. It will keep on hurting you. It will keep on creating situations that are going to make you give it the energy that it wants. You see, if Eric Ketman didn't realize that the midget was behind the whole thing, he will keep on torturing him, and he'll be like, oh, why is everyone against me now? Why is everyone saying this about me now? But when after realizing, oh, it was the midget, it was it's all good. So even if the midget told everyone to do that again, he would know it's the midget, right? So you must realize that there's something that's going on behind the scenes that you don't really understand. But as a person who has lived for 31 years, I can tell you that this reality is not for you to like grow. Like it wasn't created for that. It's created to torture you, to turn people into slaves, reward them for being slaves. That's it. You must realize that don't blame yourself for anything, especially if you're real. Stop trying to control this reality. Stop trying to control what you see. There's this scene in the Matrix, one of my favorite scenes. Neo was going to see the Oracle, and he saw these young kids performing magic. This other kid was like bending a spoon with his mind. And Neo asked him, oh, how are you able to do that? And he said, do not try to bend the spoon. That's impossible. But instead, only to try to realize the truth. And Neo asked him, oh, what truth? And the kid said, hey, there is no spoon. There is no spoon. Neo probably spend the rest of his life, if he wanted to learn how to bend the spoon, he'll spend the rest of his life trying to bend the spoon, instead of realizing that no, actually there is no spoon. So you don't need to bend your spoon. It's your mind that bends. That's how you put it. Like it's not the spoon that bends, it's your mind. So you live your life trying to change these things that are happening here, fighting so hard. When you try hard, that's when you die hard. Try to realize what's happening on a quantum level. What's happening in the spiritual realm, if you're religious. Because it seems like everything has to happen in the spiritual realm before it happens in this reality. You don't really have to do much in this reality. Once things happen in the spiritual realm, you don't have to do much. Things are going to happen as they've been programmed in the spiritual realm. See? Mustn't be trying to control what's happening. Yeah. Doesn't really work. I know people who have been trying so hard in this world, man, and things never worked out for them. Even they're trying to control everything. There's this guy that I know. He used to control his girlfriend a lot. He'll tell her what to wear when she goes out. Like, yo, you can't wear this. Like, you know, other guys are gonna approach you when you dress like this. When she goes to the mall, you call her. Hey, why are you not coming back? Why are you taking so long? He'll check your phone. Who is she chatting with? Who called her? You check everything. Like, he was controlling her, bruh. She cheated on him, and it took forever for him to find out. When he found out, she was already in love with the guy she was cheating with, so she left. So he was trying too hard to like control her, make sure that she doesn't cheat on him, she doesn't betray him, but that didn't work. So you don't try too hard. You just live your life and let people be, let people be themselves around you, and that's it. Like, try to focus on what might be happening on a quantum level than to like focus on what you see. Even when you are in a dream, you don't like really try to control what's happening in a dream. The dream is gonna torture you, especially if you are very desperate. If you not realize that, like if you're desperate in a dream, let's just say you want something so bad in a dream, you're not getting it. It doesn't work that way. If you want something so bad in a dream, you're not gonna get it. So you must realize how this works. It's not real, bruh. Keep on telling you, it's not even the real reality. If it was the real reality, we would know what the heck is going on. The fact that we don't know what's going on should tell you something. You would know. You'd know exactly what's going on. You know how everything came to be. There would be no stupid religions. We wouldn't have believed lies. It will make sense. It doesn't make sense because it's not real. We are being manipulated in so many different ways, being given these false narratives. So you realize that it's not real. You see? You realize, look, whatever problem you're dealing with, you realize it's not real. Probably stressing about a boy right now. Oh, he's cheating on me with that girl because she's more beautiful than me. Because she's fun to be around. I'm boring. Listen, none of that shit is real, right? Chill. This reality will find a way to to trigger you. That's what it wants. That's why even when you're in a dream, like I just told you all that if you really want something in your dreams, you don't get it. You don't get it because this reality is trying to get as much energy as it can get from you. You see? So if you really want something, it's gonna make sure that you don't get it, so that you'll give it the energy that you want to give it, trying to get that thing. This world is not good. It's more evil than you ever think. So that's why I'm telling you that don't even exit. Try to figure out how it really works. Try to figure out how to not suffer while you are in it, so that even if you keep on coming back, there will be a point where you figure out how to not suffer. Detach yourself, man. You don't have to be tortured by this nonsense. It's nonsense. All of it is nonsense. No one has to be suffering, bro. There's no reason for you to suffer. Don't allow other people to lie to you. Some people will say, to appreciate the light you have to see darkness and all that. Like, nah, man. If this world was good, it would be all sunshine and sunshine and rainbows, and that's it. Right now it sucks because it's supposed to suck. And people are too busy lying to themselves because they don't want to admit that this is fucked up. They don't want to admit that this isn't right. You see? They're too attached to this. They're too addicted to this. They're too addicted to the toxicity. The same way that if you're dating a partner, a boy or a girl that's, or a man, a woman that's toxic, you become attached. You're attached to this thing because it's toxic. So you must realize it's not real and not take it seriously. No matter what it does to want to get your attention. Like if you've dated a person who's truly toxic and you decided to leave at some point, they'll probably try some tricks, to get you to stay. They'll probably manipulate you to do whatever. But if you know they're not real, they're just toxic, you'll be able to detach yourself, right? Like it won't work anymore. This reminds me of this other season of South Park where Eric Cartman got a girlfriend, Heidi Turner. That's one of my favorite seasons. What made that season funny is because no one expected Eric Cartman to get a girlfriend. Eric Cartman is fat, horrible. He's so horrible, the most horrible kid in South Park Elementary. So he's fat, ugly, horrible. So no one expected him to get a girlfriend. So in this season before this season that I'm talking about, there was this other troll that used to bully kids in South Park, and everyone thought it was him. Everyone thought it was Eric Cartman. So they took his phone and his computer and destroyed all his devices, destroyed all of them, so that he can't go online because they thought it was a troll. And then the same night they found that the troll kept on continuing. They realized that no, it wasn't Eric Cartman. One of the victims of the troll actually threw their phone over the bridge. They made it seem like it was suicide. It was funny. The victim was Heidi Turner. So Eric and Heidi Turner were the only students that didn't have any social media, any devices that can use to access, the internet. So they ended up becoming very close and ended up dating. So everyone was surprised at the school, Heidi was like the most beautiful girl, and Eric was like the most messed up kid, ugly and fat. Like no one wanted to date him, so everyone was surprised. So it was really funny. So on the season that I like, they were dating. Their relationship was becoming toxic, more and more toxic. Eric Cartman will mistreat her and then apologize. Sometimes he'll blame the food that he eats. He will push Heidi in front of a train and then blame it on the food. Like, no, it's my mom. She feeds me all this garbage. That's why sometimes I can't control my emotions. And when she decided she wants to leave him, he'll threaten to kill himself. So she would have to stay. And, that would work. But I remember on the last episode of the season, she decided to leave him out of nowhere. She's like, no, I let being a victim become a way of life. If you always make yourself the victim, you can justify being awful. So she dumped Eric. And he became so damn angry. And he started threatening to kill himself. And she was like, no, you can be the victim now. But I'm not going to be the victim. And he realized that she doesn't give a shit anymore. So yeah, man, that's how you treat this reality. Let it do what it wants. But stop giving a shit. Stop taking it seriously. Look at it the same way that you'd look at your experiences when you're lucid dreaming. If you've ever had those kind of dreams where you were aware that you were dreaming. Yeah, look at it, reality that way. It's just a dream. Don't look at it if it's something that's real. It's been messing with you. That's the reason why you've been watching my videos, because this reality has been messing with you and you realize that there was something wrong. So don't take it seriously. You didn't deserve to go through the nonsense that you've had to go through because of this reality. You didn't deserve, like, you have not done anything wrong to deserve to have went through the nonsense that you've went through. So fall out of love with this reality. Stop giving it your power. You don't need to exit. Just stop giving it your power. I've been telling y'all that for a while now. Stop giving it your power. Stop saying that it's not easy. Yes, it's not. It's not easy. You're too attached to this thing. So of course it's not going to be easy, but that doesn't mean that it's impossible. Is it? Just because it's not easy doesn't mean that it's impossible. That's what you must realize. So it's not easy. It's not easy to leave a toxic relationship, right? But it's necessary. It is a very toxic experience that you are having. You've gone through hell and you haven't done anything to deserve to go through hell. Right? That's something that you must realize. And also try to look at it this way. Let's say the Christian vision of hell actually existed. Do you think that you would have done anything to actually deserve to be in hell? Do you think that there's a human being who has done anything to actually deserve being in hell? I know you think that some people will actually deserve being in hell. Adolf Hitler will deserve being in hell. Like, nah. No. We're only here for a very short period of time. Like, compared to eternity, yes. Life is long, bro, but compared to eternity, this is a very short period of time. So you cannot be punished for eternity for something that you did when, even though you went you were born with all these flaws that you were born with, and you're still trying to figure things out. You've been programmed the way that you've been programmed, because some people are evil because of how they've been programmed. See, let's say you grow up in a war zone. You've been programmed to protect yourself and fight your enemies, so you don't end up being compassionate, being able to see things from other people's perspective. You just end up like looking at everyone else who doesn't see things the same way that you see things, as the enemy, and you want to attack them. It's not your fault. It's how you've been programmed. It's how life has programmed you. I know dogs that were like really vicious because they were abused, right? Once they start getting treated the way that dogs should be treated, they changed and became good dogs. You know, dogs can be trained. Even human beings can be trained. So you can't really blame someone for being evil if life made them evil. So no one deserves to be in hell. So even if we did something before being sent into this realm, it doesn't mean that we deserve to be sent to this realm. See, none of this shit is your fault. So you must totally detach yourself from this reality and just watch it as if it's a movie. Don't even take yourself. You can take yourself seriously, but don't even look at your body and be like, yeah, this is too important. This is the only thing that's important. This is the only thing that's real. Look at everything as if it's not real. Look at your body as if it's also a projection of your mind, as if you're in a dream. Because when you're in a dream, your body is not real. You just believe that it is. So look at everything as if you're like watching a movie through a screen, right? Like your eyes are the screen. Look at it that way. Stop torturing yourself by giving this reality validation, by letting it torture you, by letting it make you cry. You cry because it made someone who cares, who it made you believe care about you leave. Because that's what it does, you see. It will find ways to actually torture you. And like it will always, that's life is full of suffering because of that, bro. Life is full of suffering because of that. So you must really realize how it actually works and stop giving it your energy. It knows how to get energy from you. It knows exactly how to get energy from you, but don't give it. Don't give it your energy. Give it less energy and see if you still suffer as much as you used to. And keep on working on that. Keep on detaching yourself from it rather than just exiting, because if you exit before you learn how to detach yourself, maybe if there's another matrix that you find yourself in, you get attached and still find yourself suffering. This is not good. So if it's not good, what are the chances that what comes after this is better? Ask yourself that question. Like, why would someone create a world like this? And why would they create a world better than this? After, like, they torture you, and then create a better world for you after torturing you. Why? You might say, yeah, for you to learn, but I'm telling you, there's nothing that you are actually learning here. Right? There's nothing that you are actually learning. The most effective ways to learn is to actually remember. It's not to learn by being tortured. We go through a lot, bruh. People are in their 50s still suffering like crazy, going through hell. When I tell me they've just not been passing, they've just been learning and not really been learning their lessons. Just being tortured. That's what makes sense to believe, rather than what people are telling themselves about this reality. Like, they want this reality to be good, so bad that they'll tell themselves lies. You know, they'll lie to themselves about what's going on because they want this to be good. Like, it's so messed up that they can't believe how messed up it is. That's the thing. This reality is so messed up that people can't believe how messed up it is. So they would rather lie to themselves. Like, nah, it is good, it is good. No, it is not good. It's messed up. It is messed up. Like, be honest about life. Let's not lie to ourselves. Let's be honest about life, about what we're experiencing, rather than lying to ourselves. It doesn't help. It hasn't helped, you know. Lying to ourselves has not helped us, and it doesn't help us, and it will never help us. You must just look at what's going on. You'll see that sentient life is actually suffering. The way we're addicted to life is the same way that drug addicts are addicted to drugs. You know, they want to get high, so they must work, get money, so that they'll get high, feel, and then enjoy themselves for a moment, and then have to work, get high, enjoy themselves for a moment. Sometimes they have to steal. Sometimes, you know, that's why some people are manipulative. Like, hey man, if I can't get what I want, I'll have to be manipulative. I have to try to be sneaky to get what I want, so that they'll get high for a moment and then continue to be manipulative. I remember I saw this quote on Facebook. If someone can't get love, how do they put it? Like if someone cannot get the cake, they'll learn to lick it off knives. So if someone can't get love, they'll learn to do horrible things to get it. Remember what I told you about love? That people do horrible things because they actually want love. They want something. They want love. Like if everything, what actually motivates our behavior is our need for love. Believe it or not, everyone wants love. Like people do horrible things because they want love. They want to feel it or be given. Like they want love to be shown to them, or they want to feel it. If they can't get love at all, they'll try to get it in the form of attention, because that's still love. Believe it or not. People becoming school shooters. They want what? They want attention. That's love, right? Seeing people talking about what they did, you know. If you don't treat people right, they might mistreat you, especially if they love you. That's what's messed up. But yeah, we must realize how this reality actually works, man, and stop lying to ourselves. It doesn't help. It has not helped us. It's the truth that actually helps us. We'll make better decisions because we are seeing things as they are. We don't make better decisions because we are lying to ourselves. So realize that this too is a lie. This thing that you call reality, it's a lie. It's upside down because it's not real. It's upside down because it actually wants your energy. What truly hurts the most is things happening that don't make sense, things that you don't understand, things that confuse you. That's why if you date someone who's just honest, who's real all the time, it's much easier for you to heal from that relationship, because even if you're still going to love them, but you'll heal much faster than if you're dating a person who's manipulating you, who's doing things that don't make sense, because you find yourself investing, trying to understand why they're treating you the way that they're treating you, what's really going on, what you're doing wrong. So it becomes much harder for you to heal. So that's why this reality is like that. It's upside down. It's trying to like it's trying to get as much energy that it can get from you by torturing you, confusing you, making people treat you in a way that doesn't make sense, so that you constantly give it energy. So I'm telling you that the only way to free yourself is to totally detach yourself. Let it create experiences for you that it wants to create, but stop giving a shit. Stop giving your energy to this thing. Detach yourself and do what you want to do without like really expecting anything. Just do what you want to do. When you wake up in the morning, ask yourself, hey, what do I want to do? Oh, I want to jog. Let me go and jog. I want to talk to this person. Let me call this person. I wanna get a job. Let me try to get a job, but don't like really expect anything in return. Just do what you want to do without expecting anything in return. So whatever happens, happen. Sometimes you must just do things for the fun of it. Like, hey, I'm trying to get a job, but that's what I want. Like that's what's enough. Like that's enough for me. Even if I don't get it, me trying to get a job, that's enough for me. Me jogging is enough for me. It's not about getting some results, having a great body, all that. Like, nah, it's enough. Me just jogging, that's enough. Thank you all, guys.